So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Colombia. I'm a writer. And
Why did you choose to write your book?
well, it was interesting, to write about my country, the passion I feel for it, and just to try to evoke, how much I love this country, how much it has to offer. It was like a perfect opportunity to show the world what Colombia really is. Yes, we do have like this history with Narcos and Pablo Escobar. It was really famous and everything, but that was in the past, and that's just a little bit of what Colombia is like. People should know everything else, we have so much beauty, so much passion, culture, color. Colombia is just an explosion of, yeah, it's just like an explosion of color and culture and tradition, and there's so much more than just what they show in those shows.
Colombia is known for three beautiful things.
Three things. First of all, the women. Supposedly we're like really looking very like really good looking women.
It's
Like
true.
very,
Yeah.
yeah. Second, we're very passionate as people, so we usually are very warm. We're very welcome. We're huggers. We're party goers. We like to dance. We're just like very passionate about life. I'm very happy. And our food is just, it's so good. So much flavor. I would recommend the arepas. They're very different from Venezuela's. They're like this corn dough. Try them while you just travel around.
Is it like sweet or salty there?
It depends on the region. For example, there are some that are sweeter, and some that are salty. For example, Antioquia is salty. Boyacá is sweeter. It depends. Mhm.
Interesting. Awesome. So, if you had one day off with unlimited resources and unlimited time, what would you do?
One day.
Yeah.
That's so little. I guess I will try to I will travel to Tayrona. It's just an amazing view. It's just where the forest meets the sea, and like breathtaking. I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm Colombian, and I just went this past summer, and it was like, okay, I understand why people need to see this, because it's just like, it's very popular. Like, Colombia is known also by because of Tayrona, but it has a reason. It's amazing. Mhm.
Beautiful. And all that's depicted in your book, so everyone can read. The national sport of Colombia is called tejo, which is played by tossing heavy metal discs into a full of clay dynamite pit. It's loud and explosive and fun. That sounds a little bit dangerous. Can we maybe clear that up a little bit?
Well, yeah, first of all, it's not a dangerous game or sport or anything, so that people know. It's actually quite fun. It's very, very Colombian, because you have to, throw these discs into the clay pot where small triangles of dynamite are like hidden. And whenever you hit the target, it's just like a loud noise. It's not like a big explosion, but a loud noise. And it's exciting because it's you can celebrate with it. And usually there are special places to play tejo, and they're just like people drinking and playing, and it's loud, and there's music, salsa, Colombian music, and yeah, it's a very Colombian thing to do.
With Spanish in Colombia, how does that differentiate between the other Latin American countries? Yes or no, does it? And also within the country.
It is very different. Some like, okay, there's a lot of diversity in Colombia, so we don't have just one accent. Like in other places, for example, United States, they have different accents. Same here. We have loads and loads of accent. Like, Colombia seems like a small country, but it's not. It's a big one. Has a big, like, a lot of territory and a lot of people. So like, if you go up north or south or west or east, yeah, it changes completely. Sometimes it's difficult to understand, for example, people in the coast, because they speak really fast.
Like slang, or is that specific words? Like how people say things or what people say? Is that the difference?
They're like general things Colombians say, like certain words in slang. Like, that doesn't change much. Well, sometimes in certain regions, but it's not mostly about the accent, you know.
What are different tourist traps or things that tourists need to be aware of within Colombia that you want to share today?
Okay, so the first thing is scams, because there are a lot of scams usually in beaches. Although there's a lot of informality in sales and stuff, you have to make sure that you know everything you're buying, like the price, what it costs before taking it, because that's how people scam like tourists. So nothing's free. Like if they offer you a chair, in a beach, it's not free. It's not going to be free, although they don't say how much it costs. So always ask the price firsthand, always. That way you just avoid scams.
Fair enough, because then they won't stick you with the bill and say, oh,
Exactly. Okay. There are dangerous areas in all cities, like big cities, for example. Bogota, usually the northern you get is safer than the south. It's contrary to Medellin. Medellin is south is the safest and north the more dangerous. So for example, in Medellin, the slums kind of neighborhoods, they're a bit dangerous. Don't try not to get there, go there. There's not much to see anyway, and it is dangerous, except Comuna 13, which is very artisty and touristy. But yeah, just try to avoid those kind of neighborhoods.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. What are places, not too many, maybe one or two, that you want to share today? So places that are not really well known within your country.
Okay, like usually people that come to Colombia go to Cartagena, Santa Marta, like the coast, and Bogota, Medellin. Those are like the favorite places, or the mainly known. But me, I come from Santander, which is another region up north, a little bit closer to Venezuela. And it is a beautiful region. It's completely different from everything else. It has a hidden gem called Las Gachas, which is like a river, really shallow river, colorful, and it has this natural pools. I'm a writer. I'm a literary writer, but I'm also a screenwriter. I write scripts for films and series. I've been in this world for a while. I'm a filmmaker, so it's fun to just be a storyteller altogether.
The Easy Mark Publishing Time to Travel Netflix series that will be in 2024. Do you see potential for that, and how do you envision that?
I do. The important thing is just to bring what's different from the books to the screen, because there are a lot of shows and they have worked really well. Mark, this book's Time to Travel, is that they have a different intake as to they have hidden gems, it's very locally guided. So if we focus that kind of stuff in the show as well, it's going to be really good, and people will definitely watch it and like it.
Perfect. Last question, I promise. Okay. What's one thing, good or bad, that you want the world to know about Easy Mark Publishing and the movement that we're currently creating?
I think it's quite a great opportunity for us writers and just for people to get to know this country's Time to Travel series is amazing. I think it has great potential. There's definitely a lot of energy. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you, Camila. We're very glad to have you on board, and we're honored to work with you. So thank you so much, and wishing you a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. I'm welcome to Colombia.